Ms. Lebohang Pheko, I know our time with you is limited, so perhaps as we round off our discussion, I am reminded of a quote by, I think it was Ernest Hemingway, journalist, novelist, who essentially said something along the lines of, human beings have two deaths. The first is when essentially you take your last breath, and the second is when people stop talking about you. And in many ways, I suppose, with that in mind, what's taking place today in Pretoria is a way of immortalizing the people who've paid the ultimate price, as we've been saying.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that when we think about the ultimate price, we also remember that the ultimate price is not just our physical life. It is also the loss of the potential of what we might have been, the loss of fighting for what, not fighting for what we will never see. That is the ultimate sacrifice. When we think about many of the people who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, they paved the way for us to walk through. And it is only the least we can do is to look back and to find out where they rest and how they are resting. And I think the other thing is for their steps to be an important marker for the way forward, an important marker of, I think, firstly, the ethic of memory, the ethic of democratizing memory in this country and beyond, the ethic of democratizing and decentering Pan-African memory, as we were discussing earlier on, and also the ethic of understanding that liberation is an ongoing project as well. It is an ongoing it's an ongoing effort. And in fact, when we become complacent, moments like this help us to understand the huge sacrifices that have been made, but also as a challenge, as a calling, as a rising call for what each of us must do in order for us to ensure that in future years people will speak well of us as well. And I think on a final note, I am able to stay a bit longer, by the way, Ayanda. I shifted one or two things around because I think this is an important conversation. But I think also to say that we also have to rethink and to reframe what we view as liberation. Is liberation just a destination, or is it a day-to-day thing that we need to wrestle with? Is it a day-to-day thing that in our public, our political, and our spiritual lives that we need to reckon with as well? So what is this liberation? And whilst these kinds of symbols and symbolism of the 42 souls being returned home are very important, I think that this is a challenge to us to think around what this liberation actually is as a verb, as a noun, as an adjective, and as an African and Africanist reality.